Good morning, Dalsconies, and welcome to the 636 Club. Farmer Pete here on this, how would you describe it? Cloudy, and just, I don't know how the best way to describe it this morning is. It's not doing an awful lot. It's not wet, not dry, but as long as it's not wet, I suppose that's a bonus. They're all just kind of running up, waiting to erupt into a chorus. Yes, we've got some treats for you. But first, this morning's devotions. Welcome if you're watching on Facebook. Welcome if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you everybody who's joining us. This morning's devotions taken from Jeremiah 42 verses 6 to 7. And sometimes we get impatient. And I feel a little bit impatient today. So I feel that the Lord is leading me to these verses. It says, whether it is favourable or unfavourable, we will obey the Lord our God, to whom we are sending you, so that it will go well with us. For we will obey the Lord our God. 10 days later, the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah. Not right then, not the next day, or the next day. 10 days later. It's all in the Lord's timing. And yes, we get impatient. So whether, if these verses are speaking to you this morning, whether you're waiting on something, whether you're waiting for a word from the Lord, whether you're waiting for something to happen, whether you've been praying for somebody, keep on praying day after day, night after night, and the Lord will come to you and show you the way. Amen. And may the Lord bless the reading of his word this morning. And we are waiting patiently for some good weather. And please, Lord, bring it soon. 2 fields of hay down here, Middle Longfield, Triangle Field, the River Field, which is on down that path. We were hoping to mow some today, but checking the forecast this morning, and it's not very bonny. It's not very dry looking either. But yes, and shout out to everybody. It's show season. We're just in that kind of in-between time. Can anybody remember what they're called? You know, our visiting donkey that looks like Flossie? From our friend Craig, who's here to see Hector. Can anybody tell me what her name is? I'm sure I should know this. Pam Hazelhurst is watching from up in the lovely Maybe Forest, the other side of Dumfries. Morning, Pam. Yes, so if you can let me know. I'm sure I've heard Ben mention her name, but I can't think of what her name is. Daisy, thank you, Emma. Thank you, Carol. It's Daisy, the lovely Daisy. The responses come through a lot quicker on YouTube than they do on Facebook. Yes, so many are shouting Daisy up now. Thank you so much. What was I saying? Yeah, it's that in-between time. And for farmers in general, it's show season. You know that, as we've been to the Highland Show. And shout out to all those who are down at the Great Yorkshire Show just outside Harrogate in Yorkshire, obviously. Who have had a right drucken this week. It's been very, very wet. And this is the first year that it's went from a 3-day show, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to a 4-day show. And it's last day today at the Great Yorkshire. So if you're down there, hope the rain didn't dampen your spirits. We've been watching Rob and Dave from Cannon Hall, who have been showing a lot of animals down there this week with Clydesdale horses and sheep. What else did they have? Highland cattle. Here, Zara. Here. Well, she's getting the one on the floor. Might be safer down there, Zara. We'll put yours down there, darling. There we are. Might be safer for Pete as well. Here, Brenda. You take that one. Come on here. Here. We'll throw yours down there as well. There we go. There we go. She's very throw some more down there. There you go, darling. Never. It's much safer. Take them off it. Here, Daisy. Here you are, darling. It's not as nice hand feeding them, but it keeps them a lot happier. Here we are. There we go. There's a boy. There's a right handful for you. Yeah, so, and I am aware that we promised some to Jack over there, who's standing with his buttocks facing us. I'm aware we did give him any on Tuesday morning, so let's nib over and we'll give him a wee treat. 636 rules apply. You know what they are. If you don't, let me remind you. You have to let me know where you are, what's your weather like. And yeah, are you experiencing a rather soggy summer like we are here? Shout out to everybody in those parts of the world that are experiencing extreme heat, because there seems to be a lot of it about. Mainly, I would say in the US. My brother and sister-in-law are in Dubai at the minute. I don't know if it's the wisest thing to go to Dubai at this time of the year, but I think is it like 45 degrees, maybe feels like 50. That's rather hot. And we were watching, and a big shout out to, steady Brenda, to Longhorn Leicester. A very exciting live last night. Thank you. Somebody notified us that Longhorn Leicester was on last night doing his live, unpacking a few gifts, and he received the package that Ben sent him with some merch, some Dalscon merch, and he popped on the hat, and the Navy hat, and the Navy 20th anniversary Dalscon t-shirt. And I must say, Leicester, you looked rather spiffing. That colour suited you. And thank you so much for the shout outs. It was great to see you, Leicester, sitting with some Dalscon merch on last night. So if you didn't catch that last night, just I'm sure you'll be able to get it on his Facebook stream. And Leicester was, somewhat boiling over there in Texas with the heat. And he's been through a lot over the past, with tornadoes and floods and I'm saying extreme heat. They've had some topsy-turvy weather. So yeah, we'll love to know what it's like. It's 84 to 94 degrees in North Carolina, says Tamara. Sharon says, Longhorn Leicester loved his gifts. I'm glad of that. And Jamie's got a pink hat there as well, so I hope she likes that when she gets back. Lorna's putting the rules on YouTube there for us. Thank you, Lorna. Lovely to hear from you. Number 2, what's your weather like? Yes. Number 3, what's said in the 636 Club stays in the club and cannot be repeated ever, ever, ever. If you do repeat what happens in the 636 Club, out with the club. Timing, yeah, you turn into, what can you turn into? I want to say a pumpkin. Maybe you should say a donkey. But those two, well, we've got Pumpkin the donkey, so maybe that's the thing. Right, let us get turned round. What is that? I hear you all saying that. It might be a bottle. It might have milk in it. Why is there a big lorry parked right outside the farm? That would usually indicate we're expecting a delivery. Sometimes there's a big lorry parked and it can't. What are we expecting? Delivery. If the Arctics can't get in, oh no, he's heading off. He must have stopped for some. Was Pete certainly starting to suddenly freak out? Yeah, nice. Be gone. False alarm. It's alright. So yeah, we're just in that, I'm saying it's show season, where farmers can get out and about and show their wares of what they've produced over the past season with their animals and livestock. Great Yorkshire this week, of course. We've had the Highland Show. And I think up next, if I'm not mistaken, is the Royal Welsh, which takes place right slap bang. Come on, Jacko boy. There's a boy. What is it? How are you getting on? Takes right place smack bang in the middle of Wales in a place called Blouth Wells, and it's very much very rural, and not much else there. It's a long time since we've been. We exhibited there a couple of times, twice I think, when we used to do some of the show circuit with our mobile toy shop back in the day, as they say. And yes, it's a great week out at the Royal Welsh. That would take place, is that the last week in July? If anybody can tell me, please pop it in here when the Royal Welsh show is in. And it's got a totally different vibe than the Highland and even the Great Yorkshire. So obviously in a different country, but yeah, a great day out. Let me see if anybody knows when the Royal Welsh show is on. And Pam says Jack is still so handsome. He is. He's very much. He's looking so well at the minute, and I think he's turning slightly ginger. What do you think? I'm sure he used to be brown. He joined the ginger club, which is all right. He's a lovely boy. Now, Jack's saying, oh yeah, he put me in here on my own, but now I'm getting all the treats. Pumpkin and Winston and Mubaba, they're a wee bit harder to get to because I have to cross paddock. And you've had some treats the other morning, so don't feel they're being left out. I've actually got some carrots here that one of our visitors would like. Would you like a carrot, Jack, as well, rather than a minty treat? Here's a boy. There you go. That's not a conventional way, but I'll chuck some over. Here you are. There you are. There you go. Oh. Rio says, she says, you know what? You, pal, you just look at any of my carrots. Now, steady on. There's a Jackie boy. There's a gentleman, the man in the yellow coat, we call him. You see him walking every day of the year, and he's a big Jack fan. We just call him the man in the yellow coat because he. Guess why? Yes, and he comes down every day and brings Jack a treat. He's Jack's one of his, or the favourite. Yeah, isn't he looking magnificent? A beautiful boy. The half ginger Jack. Right, now what should we do with this? I suppose there's milk in it, but we may as well go. It'd be a shame to waste it. Oh, is everybody on? Okay, sit tight, we're heading up the hill. Seatbelts please, we're available. Looks very big, the car park, when it's empty, doesn't it? I think we said topsy-turvy earlier. It's been a very topsy-turvy week. Monday, the weather was good. It was very, very busy at Dalscoan. Lots of visitors. Tuesday, the weather was bad and it was very, very not busy. So it's been a very mixed week, weather-wise and visitor-wise. Room services in there with Fiona, who's enjoying her new haircut very, very much. Who have we got here? Well, we'll come back out and see you guys. Boris, Harriet. Come on, Pete. Come on. Willow. Cinnamon, nutmeg. Can anybody help me out? Who's the other one? Who is it? Callum says, you're a big softy, Pete. Excuse me? Carol? Me? I don't know if I'm shocked or hurt or aghast. Me a softie? Never. Never, they said. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Right, we're looking for... I know. Right, for those of you who are concerned, as we are, for Wanda, here she is. Now, if you don't know, we had Pete the Veet out looking at Wanda yesterday, who is Wonky's sister, because she was, she's not right. She's far from it. Hey, Autumn Ross. I'm looking for the green scoop. Aha, yes. To try and get some silence. Silence in here. We'll have to get Pete the Veet out. We think she's maybe been fighting. She was very, very not happy yesterday, and she wasn't getting up. I see she's not. Then, as the day progressed, she got steadily worse, and couldn't get up at all. So got Pete the Veet out, and he said it's as usual. He says it always happens that they'll go on. It's a strange one. He thinks she's maybe been fighting and got hurt, but she's a lot happier this morning than she was yesterday. She's not up yet, see, but she's lying to her cud certainly, which is good. Excuse me? Yes? Was there... She's trying to get up, and there's a little bit more attitude there from her, i.e. nudging her head, etc. So... Oh! Honeycomb, you come to join the party. What are you doing out? She says that I think there's cake somewhere. Well, there's not. Well, there is for certain people, but not for you, I'm afraid. Let me get those fed. They're supposed to get fed. All right, we'll give them some cake. Right, Honeycomb, come on. Because I know you're not gonna. Here. Come on. Put that down there for you. There, right. Now that might give me... Fiona says, what? What? What just happened? No, you don't need any, darling. Would you like a carrot? Here. You try that. It's a bit like when you want a chocolate biscuit and somebody offers you a stick of celery. And you're like, I don't want no celery unless it's got biscuit in it and covered in chocolate. That kind of thing. We'll see him with Fiona. Right. Are you ready for the... Not bad shot there. Right. Now we really... Am I going to... Is this possible? Ah! Not a good shot, Pete. Next one. No, terrible. Right. That was awful. We'll need to go in. The thing about going in here is it's not easy getting in. And when you are in, I like to kind of attack you. Right, Gina, come on, over here. There, right. They don't need an awful lot. It's just enough to keep them. Right, there it is. There you are. There you are. Oh, Annie. Hello, darling. Right. Taking your life in your hands here and here. Annie, come on. There's a girl. Right. I'm going to lift you with... Right, come on then. There we go. Right. Come on then. Right. Yes, that's Marvel you hear. Come on, Annie. Where are you? That's you. She says, what? What is it? I suppose. Let me get you up. You sit up in the middle. Where's the girl? Right, it's just... No. It's a shame to waste the bottle. Shame to waste it. Juice is... Fancy meeting Annie there. I know! Just so happened this bottle was there. And that is Marvel you can hear in the background. Aileen says, morning, Farmer Pete. From Langham, looks grey today. Is that in Langham, Aileen? I wouldn't say it's so much grey here. It's just kind of blue clouds, blue and white clouds. Yeah. Where's Wheel and Barry this morning, says Beverly? I haven't seen them this morning, but you do see them all over the place. They could be up here, they could be down the graveyard. I've seen them. See that big tree over there, right down at the bottom of the park? I've seen them down there yesterday, so they do get about. And Annie being the youngest one, this is why she gets an extra special treat. Now, for those of you who think we're being mean to Marvel, and mean to Spotty, and mean to Spudman, we're not. 2 o'clock, they still get their bottle. Shh. It's a 6:36, and nobody needs to know. All right, especially certain members of the Dalscone team. But 2 o'clock, Annie will get a full bottle. She had a half there, as will Marvel. Marvel's resisting. She says, "I want one now." Right, come on, Tubby Belly, because they're very much. They just get a wee bit of cake in the morning. Put Annie back in. There we are. Spudman says, "Yeah, he's yeah, too much milk, and he won't drink it on his. It's 2 o'clock." And Marvel, yes, darling. It's all right. Yeah, there we are. So they all took their bottle yesterday. They're fine, and Spotty will get his as well. James and Gloria, Honeycomb's baby, who's in the pen behind us, they're now completely weaned and just taking cake and very, very happy with it. I came in here the other day and I had an extra, one of them hadn't drunk their bottle. This is prior to them not getting fed in the morning. I had an extra bottle in my hand. There was some milk left. Zorette here, who hasn't had a bottle for weeks, she had her head through like that, and I just held the bottle out to her. What did she do? Yeah, you guessed it. She could still take a bot down if she had the chance. Wanda, what is wrong, darling? What's wrong? So she had lots of medication yesterday from Dr. Hastings, our vet, and he's bewildered. But as I say, she's looking a lot brighter this morning, albeit she's still not standing up as we would want. Wonder will she take a wee bit of cake? She wasn't interested in any cake yesterday at all. But as I say, she's eating she's chewing her cud. I've lost my green scoop. Can I have this back, please? Thank you. Right, let's see. Get this out. Hey, Zarette, what are you saying, darling? What are you saying? She says, you know what? I like that little bit of milk the other day, and I'd like another wee bit. No, nobody. Don't encourage her. Right, Honeycomb. Honeycomb can jump in and out at her leisure. And to be truthful, she doesn't come out very often. It's going to be a bit of a mission to get her back in again, because we'll need the boys to lift her over. There's Gloria and either Carrot or Mac over there. She says, I know it's in there. I know it's in there. Right. Would you like a wee bit of cake? Let's see. Yes! Success! I'll shut this gate, or Lady Gloria is going to be in. No, Lady Honeycomb's going to be in there. This is far from 100% yet. But even her just eating that little bit of cake is 100% better than what she was yesterday, because she wasn't eating anything. So, yeah. Keep Wanda in your prayers, everybody. Right, Honeycomb, you'll have to run about till the boys come. And well, she says she's quite happy with that. Winnie and her 5. Marvel, as I say, 2 o'clock up here. Want to see our fancy new sign that we got done. We should go and... Can we go this way? I think we can. Everybody's... They're all needing just to drop their noise level just a tad, aren't they? Here's... Did we ever name teeny weeny baby alpaca? I don't know if we did or not. But they're up here in the animal shed, as is Ross and Autumn. Now, I think you maybe know, we had a blood test of all our cattle on Tuesday, a mandatory blood test to check for what used to be called mad cow disease. In Scotland is mad cow disease free, BVD I think they call it now. So there's none in Scotland, but they continue to check everybody, and we had to do our mandatory blood test. That was done on Tuesday, and when the vet was here doing the blood test, Ross came to meet the vet, if you know what I mean. So he's had a wee operation, and at this time of the year, although with the weather being like it's like, I don't think it would be a problem, because he's had a little operation. The flies can sometimes be very annoying in that situation, so that's why we've kept him in, so we can keep an eye on him until the wound heals. But saying that, it's a very clean cut and nicely stitched up. So this is our new. You're all being very, very noisy. So you're leading the choir. Stop it. Stop it. We don't need it. Our new rock and cool sign, so that everybody, and Joe was putting this up yesterday. Has he got it? Why is that? Don't know if that's just attached properly yet or not. Yeah. Duke Kaboom put this together, and it's just snippets of all the different papers that she was in all around the world. The Times, the New York Times, there she is, last year before she had her coat off. There's the Motley Crew after she was rescued, and Cammy had her as first clip of her head. And there she is in the background. Fiona, have you seen your new sign? So that was November last year, even though the Hoof GP standing in a t-shirt. They breed them hardy over in Wigtonshire, over near Newton Stewart direction. And here's yours truly with Fiona. I was the only one available that day for a photo, so that's why I've got my mugshot in there. This is the local rag, the local newspaper, Times. And what's this one? The Telegraph. And yeah, in the New York Times, Thursday, the 23rd of December, was the day that Fiona hit the headlines in the New York Times, which is quite unbelievable. Right, yes, we're talking about you. I want to burst into song and sing From New York to LA. You know that song? Stop it! Stop it! There's no need for the noise in there. Right, we're going to move over here where it's a lot quieter. What time is it? How have we done? It was 7:10. Right. Right. Ah! The aforementioned Wheel and Barrett. Look, They are. They're out here this morning. So yes, they like to do the rounds. Here we are. So I think the eggs are now kaput because they've obviously stopped sitting on them. And after us having a look at them on Tuesday 6:36, they weren't very appetizing looking, were they? So I think that ship has sailed down the Nith, the River Nith, as they say. Alexandra, she says you didn't give me any cake, Pete. Alexandra, no, we didn't. We didn't. She's waiting patiently outside the feed shed there, refusing to leave. Honeycomb's just doing the rounds here. Yeah. So it's very much just a case. We're talking about patience and waiting, as we were in our devotions this morning. And we're very much waiting for the summer to begin. Yeah, I know for those of you who have been sweltering in sunnier parts of the world, you find it hard to believe that we haven't had much summertime yet. Well, apart from those few days where we got the first batch of hay made, yeah, the weather hasn't really been... Yes, we've had good days, but you need to make hay, or, you know, kind of fodder that we're wanting to make. We need at least 4 or 5 dry days together to get it wilted and dried properly. This is our new hay here. We're already using it here. Look at that. Have a smell of that, please. That does your heart good, and it's more of this that we're wanting to get made. So we've got some quality fodder for all our beautiful animals to see us right through the winter. Pat loves the sign of Fiona. Thank you, Pat. I think it's kind of rock and cool, isn't it? It just shows all the visitors that come who don't know Fiona's story can just get a wee insight to why she's here and what journey she's had. Sharon says we only have a few days of sunshine in England too. It's, yeah. Mind you, the weather always seems to be slightly better down south for some reason, or maybe it just seems like that. The grass is always greener, as they say. Jenny Robinson Atkins says, love the 636 Club. Thank you, Jenny. That's so kind of you to say. And Carla says, so hot in Colorado, we have had several fires already. Wow. Well, please stay safe and hopefully everything stays under control. Lorry, thank you. The baby alpaca is called Speedy Gonzales. That sounds like a Farmer Benjamin name. I take it he's rather quick at getting about. So Speedy Gonzales. I shouldn't forget that one. Should not forget that one. Good morning to Lisa in Southampton. Nice to hear from you. Mandy Moffat is on the 636 Club. I'm just going through your comments right now and seeing where everybody's from. Bonjour, Farmer Pete from a rainy Cornwall. Oh, sorry. No. Really, Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. Wow. I didn't know there was... See, we've got Cornwall here, which is a very summer destination in the south of England, Devon and Cornwall, but I didn't know there's one in Ontario. It's funny how there's the same names I've said before, like Aberdeen. There's an Aberdeen in America, I want to say, and there's a Dumfries. There's another Dumfries in Virginia in the USA. Where else is there the same name places? Why are you two freaking out down here? Whelan Barrier. And there's a London somewhere as well in America, isn't there? Julie says, morning, sorry I'm late. Julie, I missed the most of it. Sadly, I'm extremely poorly at the minute. Right, Julie, you're forgiven. Well, we were going to set you in the naughty step, which this morning's naughty step is along here, all right? So anybody with bad behaviour Julie, you're off the list. You're all right. She'll be all lined up along there. So we're watching for him. Sheila says the cameras are down. You know, I did know this, Sheila, and I forgot to fix them. But when I go down, if I remember, when we go off, we'll go down and hopefully get them rebooted at the this morning. Kerry says it's wet in Brighton at the minute. Brighton's right down south of England. Well, for a change, it's not raining here. Look, the forecast for today is all right. Not a lot. We're only in the mid-teens temperature-wise. Tomorrow's the same, so it's a good couple of days to visit Dulscone if you're in the area. Lorna says there's a Banff in Canada too. We have Banff in the north of Scotland here. Where else has got this? London is in Ontario, Canada as well. That's weird, because the other place we were talking about was Cornwall. And why has Ontario got so many similar names to places here in the UK? Oh, there's several Londons in Canada, says Suzanne. Now, it's bad enough me trying to read one set of comments, but when you're trying to read them on YouTube and on Facebook. Aberdeen in South Africa as well, says Alette. Alette, I love your name. Alette Leroux. Did I say that right? Alette Leroux. Aberdeen, South Africa. Never knew that. And Sheila says it's dry in Newcastle. It must be dry in the kind of North England, south of Scotland area. There's also a Newcastle somewhere as well, isn't there? In another part of the world. There's a London and Paris in Arkansas, and a London in Kentucky, and a Paris in Texas. Wow, we started something here. It's fascinating. Laura says there's a couple of Prince Georges as well. Is that right? You know what? Right, here's. Hang on. Wait, if I had a jingle machine, I would press it. Dun dun dun. Pete's fascinating fact of the day. Right, competition time. Right, where I found out this week, and some of you may have known where I've got this from. Right, okay. Before we go, what country in the world? How am I going to put this properly? What country in the world has the highest... Hang on. Wait, my brain's trying to work. Hang on. Don't leave me. Stay with me. Portsmouth in USA as well. And we have a Portsmouth in England. That's true. E. Buckham. That is absolutely true. A Dallas in Moray and in America. Have we got a Dallas in Moray? Is that true? We've got Moray here in Scotland. Right, I'm trying to put this fact over. Hang on, wait a second. What country has the tallest average population in the world? Where do all the tall people live? Right, before we go, get your answers in. Pete knows this because I heard it this week. All right. What country has the tallest average population, tall, we're talking height-wise, in the world? I laughed at Longhorn Leicester last night when he unpacked this. It was so surreal watching it, because Leicester was, if you just joined the club this morning, welcome, and be careful what you say, because the naughty step along here still empty, and some of you could end up on there for being late. But okay, let's progress. Longhorn Leicester received his Dulscone gift bag, and he was doing a gift on opening stream last night. And he says, "What's this one?" And we can see the purple package. It was you'll have to watch it. You have to go and watch it. Here's the purple bag, and we were watching it, and we knew exactly what was coming up. And he opened it and whipped out the Dulscone hat, and he opens it right up, and he says, "Should I try and do an American accent?" Leicester, if you're watching, we love you, but your Scottish accent's terrible. All right, okay, we love you to bits, but here goes the American accent. Okay, wow, you guys in Scotland must have really small heads, because he had opened our hat right up, I think he's struggling to get on. What do you think of the American accent? Lisa has got it right. Kat, C-A-T-E. Is that Kat or K-T? Has got it wrong. She said Sweden. That was wrong. Lisa has got it right. Kathy's got it wrong. She says Kenya. Max has got it right. Joe says Kenya as well. That's wrong, according to my information. Amanda says Denmark. What country in the world? Linda's got it right. How do you all know this? Has got the tallest average population. Erica has got it right. How does all of you know this? You must have been watching the football. Yes, apparently it's the Netherlands. So if you're Dutch, you're in Holland, you're going to be very tall. Because one of the players was 6'6", and apparently that's classed as average height in the Netherlands. So, Maureen had said Africa. Barbara said Nigeria or Kenya. Why is all saying Kenya? Must be. Is that a tall population there? Chris says that was the most Scottish American accent I've ever heard. I don't believe that, Chris. I think you're just saying that. I think you suddenly thought there was an American streaming from the top of the hill here. Pam says that American accent of yours makes my head hurt. I mean, that cuts to the core. That is so hurtful. You guys. Anyway, let's leave the accents. I could try my Spanish. I'm quite good at Northern Irish. I can put that one on really well. Right, we need to go. Let's see, what time is it? It's 7:20. From a very noisy, mainly down to Marvel here, who won't stop crying. We're 2 o'clock, she gets her bottle. All right, okay, between you and me, that's it. Honeycomb, if you were one of the 636ers, if you were, yeah, you'd be on the naughty step. You've been good this morning. Yeah, so thanks for joining me, and let me know where you're from and joining our little competitions, etc. If you come to see us today or over the weekend, like not Sunday because we're shut, but on Saturday tomorrow, the weather is looking all right. Maybe it's not going to be the warmest, but it's going to be lovely. Not too warm. It's going to be dry. Benjamin William James, aka Farmer Ben, will be on with you all later on, keep us up to date with what's happening. And yeah, we're just going to take the day as it comes and see what happens, keeping an eye on things and keeping everybody, hopefully everybody happy and entertained here at Dulscone. So have a wonderful weekend. The 6:36, God willing, will be return on Tuesday morning. Please join us then for who knows what fascinating facts we may come up with between now and then. But from Honeycomb and little Tiny there and all the rest and Trish's toys and myself, God bless, love yous all, and shout out to Spain and England for the Euro Cup final on Sunday. Hope it all goes well. May the best team win. Better go. Coffee time. Ta-da! Say bye, Honeycomb.